Howdy, I'm Paweł Spychalski and it's time for another video about something almost like a revelation of the first half of the 2020, because almost every channel on the YouTube out there did a review of the ZOHD Drift FPV glider. I'm probably one of the last one that will be reviewing and putting official review of this glider, because I'm one of the few that purchased this glider from using his own money. I was not sent the Drift, I just bought the Drift, and now it's time to tell you if I regret the decision, if this is a good airplane glider or not so much, and the history likes to repeat itself. Now, I will try to make this video as short as possible because I'm in my favorite flying spot and I really would like to fly now. So, bottom line, the ZOHD Drift, let me put it away for now. Actually, yeah, I think it is the good airplane as long as when you get it, you are prepared that the envelope of the possibilities with the Drift is very, very limited. It's designed, it's built to serve only one purpose. It's doing its purpose pretty well, I would have to say. But if you are thinking about pushing the envelope and using the Drift for anything else that it was designed and built, no, don't try, because you will regret. And of course, this is a very light, very small FPV glider. And if you want to get yourself a very light, very small, very smart design of the FPV glider, then yes, ZOHD Drift, no, definitely Drift is a good airplane. Because, don't get me wrong, for example, if you want to remove the wings and prepare it for transportation, I have a screw over there, you just detach the wings and the wings are indeed detached. If you want to take the tail out, you only open the compartment, open the servo, unscrew this, and it's done. Okay, definitely it's time to take the screw of my tooth. So, very smart design. Well made, well thought through. There is a lot of space inside to put the flight controller, to put a FPV camera, to put the VTX. Maybe with the VTX we can discuss if there is really enough space inside, because I, for example, had to move my VTX to the outside, but it's fine. There is even a lot of enough space to put a battery that will allow this thing to fly for more than an hour. Yes, after putting the 2S lithium of around 3000 milliamp hours 2S, if being very gentle on the throttle, you can fly this thing for about an hour and even longer. But no, not bad. How it behaves in the air? As long as the wind is very, very mild, very slow, there are no gusts and there are no holes in the air, and you are just slowly cruising from point A to point B, then it's fine, really. It's absolutely fine. For the weight, for when the external conditions are good, it flies well. However, problems with the Drift start to appear when you are moving this thing outside of its envelope. Okay guys, I have to take the short break because the very low passing firefighting airplane over there. So let me just take a break so there is no hazard and you don't hear the motor on this bloody contraption. By the way, I think it's flying too low. I'm pretty sure it's way below its allowed mean altitude. Interesting. Where were we? Oh yeah, about the envelope of the ZOHD Drift. And when we are talking about the envelope, the most important envelope is the speed envelope of this FPV glider. And we are not talking about the stall speed, because stall speed, if you keep the build pretty light, is extremely slow. We are talking about the critical speed. The wing. Look how flexible the wing really is. If you do not laminate, and I haven't laminated mine because I wanted to keep the weight around 250 grams, forget about flying this thing faster than 50-60 kilometers per hour airspeed. So flying in a slightly windier condition with the throttle open and then turning, or diving with the throttle open, no, this thing bends, this thing flexes in the air, the whole airplane goes into the roll and probably usually crashes. Some say, the Mark Hoffman says that you need at least 40 meters to recover. Okay, yes, the ZOHD says about this thing in the manual, but like I said, who reads manuals? But if you get yourself a drift, please do read a manual. It really has some useful information. Next, the envelope, for example, for the battery. It cannot take too heavy of the battery. 2S lithium is probably the max you can put this inside of the main body without putting any additional weight in the tail, because the 2S lithium put in the over here in the main compartment and moved backwards to the possibilities of the build, pretty much balances the craft. If I would, for example, would like to put over there a 3S, probably I would fit 3S, then yeah, I would have to put some weight on the tail to still to be able to balance the whole design. Also, I would prefer if the fuselage was like 5 millimeters wider inside, so I do not have to put 2S lithium tilted under the angle. But besides that, if we take a look at the price of the Drift and the possibilities and the amount of fun that it's giving, yeah, I really do like my Drift. Not like the Nano Talon, I like the Drift. It's really a nice to fly aeroplane. It's very relaxing as long as the weather and the wind is very slow and there is no anything strange happening in the air, and you do manage and you are very gentle on the throttle. It flies nicely, it flies for a long time, you can move it very easily. You just disassemble this, put it into the bag or the original box for the Drift, and you can go anywhere you want. You even do not have to take a lot of batteries, because one pack gives you more than an hour of the flight. So you see, and especially for the price, I think really like reasonable price for this thing, it's a good purchase. As long as you like to fly only in the calm conditions, so usually only in the very morning or in the evening like I was flying today, and you like to fly slow, you like to stick for the thermals, you like this relaxing cruising fly. If you like to fly with the open throttle, then no, probably Drift is not really for you. So, can I recommend it? Yes. Yes, definitely I can recommend the Drift, but you really do have to know its limitations, and you have to accept the limitations of a Drift. If you like to fly slowly and you accept everything, the downsides of this design, consider this. If not, then well, it's definitely not an airplane for you. Or it is, depends what you like. Okay, I think we're gonna end now. I still have a lot of packs to fly today because I'm again testing new stuff. So thank you for watching, and until the next one. Bye bye. Howdy. 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 I'm Paweł Spychalski, and